I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is a public hearing by the Zoning Board of Appeals, Town of Granby. Representing the board are David Roberts, Suzanne Yuha,
Lynn Gelso.
I got Lynn Gelso in the wrong order, and Andrew Badeau. I'm Ann Crimmins, I'm the chair. Will the secretary please read the legal notice of the meeting in the absence of the secretary?
There will be a public hearing conducted by the ZBA on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, at 7 p.m. in the Granby Senior Social Services Building, Activity Room Number 2, 15 North Granby Road, to hear the following item. Appeal by Patrick Hassick, seeking a front yard variance of zoning regulations section 5.1 to construct a 1,600-foot barn, 200 Silver Street, file Z0125-01. At the hearing, interested persons may appear and written communications will be received. Copies of the proposals are on file in the Community Development Office.
Okay, we have the minutes from the last meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second? Okay. Any discussion? Any corrections or omissions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay, that's great. Here's how we operate. We hear the appeals in the order of the legal notice, which is you. You as applicant will explain the application to the board and will introduce any exhibits that you feel will help us to make a fair decision. Speakers can speak on behalf, speakers can speak in opposition. The applicant may rebut any opposition. We as board members will, of course, ask questions. Speakers, please give your name and address before speaking. After we reach a decision, you will be notified by certified mail, usually within 10 days. Granting a variance or appeal requires a yes vote of 4 members. If we grant your variance, be sure to record it with the town clerk within 90 days. All set then? Okay, open the hearing. Please come forward. Yes, please.
My name is Patrick Basic, and I live at 200 Silver Street, North Granby. I'm not sure if you guys got to review the packet, but I was basically just gonna review what I wrote in there. Sorry, a little nervous. Just to break it down, you know, we're building this barn, you know, trying to comply with everything. It was at the final inspection that was, you know, brought to my knowledge that I wasn't in the code. It was just an honest mistake. I was measuring from the street and didn't know it was 15 feet from the street. And now, looking at to push the barn, you know, there's a lot of difficulties just to move the structure, but there's also some hardships. We have a gully that runs on our property. And now if I move the barn, you know, I wouldn't be compliant with my neighbor. And on the other side of our property, the ground's just so uneven. You know, I don't even know how you could build there. I reached out to all my neighbors. Everybody was in support, which was nice. And I met during the construction some other neighbors on the street. So it was, you know, they were driving by, they would stop, and it was nice to get conversations going. And you know, we had a couple of friends on the street, so that was nice.
Okay. Sounds like a nice neighborhood to be in.
It is.
Yeah.
Very happy.
So was this barn built by you?
I used to work for my brother. It was my brother and me.
So it wasn't a kit? You did this from
Yeah, this was
scratch?
from scratch.
Wow.
Okay.
We
And-
ordered trusses from an engineer, because obviously we can't do that. And Joel, you know, he guided us
Yep.
through, so it was very helpful.
So when you were measuring, were you aware there was a 50-foot setback?
I was not aware of the 15 feet from the road. That's the only thing.
No, 50. Did you know you needed to be 50 feet from the road?
Yeah, the structure is actually 51 feet from the road, but the variance, the issue, I guess, how it was explained to me, because I was confused as well, was that it should be 65 feet from the road because the first 15 feet
Right.
of the town. So I didn't know that. I never built anything of this magnitude. And I tried to like really educate myself, you know. I've been in touch with Renee and Abby a lot, and you know, it's just a miss. Very unfortunate, you know, I want to comply with everything, and it's just, you know, an honest mistake.
Is your brother a contractor, or?
Yeah, he's a contractor, yeah.
Okay. And when you went in to talk about getting the permit or anything, there was no discussion, there was no looking at a survey or anything?
We had the plot plan. Abby guided me through it. When we bought the property, there was still flags that we left. So when Joel came over, we pinned structure. And, you know, at the time, you know, I think he missed it as well, about the 15 feet from the road. You know, I don't want to point fingers, but it was just a couple misses by all of us. And, you know, we thought we were compliant, and it was just an honest mistake. I mean, I would have made the barn smaller to comply. You know, I was trying to get as much as I could since I was already doing the structure, so I could, you know, get 3 storage units and trying to clear them out and put them in the barn.
Can you show me on the map that gully that has water in it?
Yeah,
Is
I
it directly
provided-
behind the barn?
There's actually a,
I
you know,
provided a picture.
a survey.
I saw the picture of the water,
Yeah, so basically.
No,
and there was a very fuzzy also.
there's that surveyor one, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
If you want me to show you, I could put a barn.
Okay, just point.
Yeah. So basically, the barn's right here, it runs like this. And then it really drops here, and then it rushes down, and there's a pond over here.
Okay.
And it kind of goes,
So the
there's
land,
like some type of pipe there probably a long time ago, and it goes into the pond, whoever lives across the street on
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Silver Brook Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
So is this showing like 53 and 51 feet from the gully? I'm assuming this is the gully?
No, the gully is on our property, so that's the neighbor's property. It's like right here.
So like how many feet would you say far back is the gully from your barn?
I mean, for a guess, maybe 10 feet, I don't know, because I didn't measure it. If I thought of it, I would have tried to provide that.
but it's not officially classified as wetlands. It's just.
No, it's not. It's just, I put that in there because I wrote in there, my basement flooded. You know, I cleaned it up, and my son got really sick. My daughter didn't, and neither did I. And my fiance. We spent thousands of dollars, flew out to these areas, saw a specialist, and he had mold in the system, so,
That's scary.
you know, we're still dealing with it, but obviously, I went in the basement and ripped out, and there was a lot of mold, so we had to leave the house and need a company, you know, clean it, whatever. And that's why I don't want to mess with the water at all, because I built a French drain around, and I really don't want to mess with any of the terrain.
So the water issue's working for you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it is.
Yeah.
But that was also, when Joel was there, that was something that I pointed out to him. Actually, I pulled the permit, and he came to the basement. So he saw everything too. And then I pointed out when we were doing the barn, you know, I told him that's where it starts. Because, you know, when it hasn't been bad the last 2 years, but when it gets a lot of snow and it starts melting, it's like a little stream there.
Yeah.
You know, and we took the excavator and kind of cleared it out a little bit, you know, try to get debris out. I just wanted, you know, running away from the house, so. That was,
Yep.
How far is the barn from the house? Because this looks like it's like 95 feet?
don't know off the top
45
of my
feet?
head, I was guessing, yeah, I really don't know. I guess I should have brought the original permit that I would know exactly.
I mean, is it 45, 95 feet from your barn to your house? This is the house, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
that's the driveway. That's the house.
Right,
Yeah.
so the barn,
Yeah,
well,
let's
no,
say
because you're just saying the
95.
water, you don't want to mess it up for the house, but is it like 95 feet away, the
Yeah,
barn?
it's like, if you were at my house, it's like a straight shot. And
Okay.
the gully's right here. So it's like, the way the shape of the property is, I don't know, kind of,
Oh, so you don't have to,
oh, yeah. it's
properties are very Unusual.
It's like a bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I, obviously if I knew this and if I knew that, I would have just made the barn smaller. Obviously, that's very difficult to do now, especially like, dug, excavated it, put the concrete.
Well, it would be a financial hardship.
Yeah, and, just even moving the structure, I don't know.
Or just financial.
Huge undertaking. Are there any other questions?
Did a really thorough job.
Well, we certainly have testimonials in writing from your neighbors in favor of granting this variance. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, since I found out, I've been pretty stressed out.
Yeah.
I put a lot of pride in this. Like I said, I met a lot of my neighbors, stopped over, started a lot of conversations, and I would really appreciate it if you guys granted it.
What would you say the hardship of this situation right now, though, is?
I would just say, from the natural landscape, I just don't think the barn could really be where, unless it stays where it is. Because if I were to shift it, I'd be messing with that gully, and I can't move it if I move it back, then I won't be compliant with my neighbor. So it's just, like I said, if I knew this from the beginning, I would have just made it smaller.
Okay. So the hardship is the water on the property
Yeah, and then
and the
other-
misunderstanding of the setback, what it
Yes.
truly was.
But that's not a hardship.
I know, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was what caused this. Yeah. The hardship is the water.
Yeah, I would say the water for sure. And I haven't yet to experience, the spring yet, and so I don't know how it's gonna react either, just put this in.
Okay.
So actually, with the barn even being there, you don't know how the water's going to react.
I don't know, but with Joel's guidance, we built up the foundation and we spent, extra money.
No, I meant for the gully. I mean, because the way the roof overhangs, you don't know that
Oh, the
that,
gully from the overhang, the gully probably, from the overhang on the left side, I would say is probably 10 feet.
so you're not worried that the water running off the roof could impact the gully.
No, it wouldn't.
So then how is the water a hardship then?
The water is a hardship because I cannot move the barn anymore, otherwise I would be interfering with the gully. I have to, for the overhang, I have to dig down, 4 feet to be compliant by code. And if I were to move that and dig 4 feet down, that I would definitely be messing with the terrain of that gully.
And what about if you take the overhang away and just leave it as a barn? I mean, just,
If I took the overhang away, I would probably have to re-engineer the roof or have an engineer come in, because the way the overhang is, the trusses are all part of it. And we had to hire a separate company to do that, because you have to be licensed.
Any further questions? Okay, we'll now close the public hearing section of this meeting. After that, we will deliberate. You're welcome to stay and see how the vote goes, but you can't talk to us after this part of the meeting is over. So closing now the public hearing, and let us have our discussion so that we can vote. Yes.
precedence. I don't see the difference, sadly, between this one and Harness Way.
Yes.
Harness Way was a measuring mistake. This is a measuring mistake. And the house was built on
Yeah.
Harness Way,
Yeah.
and we denied it. And financial is not a hardship.
Unfortunately, it's not a hardship.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, I can find the hardships, the gully, the water, the uneven terrain, the topography, hearing what the neighbors have to say about it, I think there is a hardship here and that I could support a variance.
But supporting the variance, would it have been the same? See, right now, we have to talk about this building specifically, not what could have happened if they had noticed.
I don't think that, based on the testimony we heard here, that it would be feasible to move this in any direction based on the land topography, the gully behind the property. So,
I agree.
You're talking about actually moving the building rather than constructing a different building in a slightly different place.
right.
Okay.
Is that, though, something that is our, does that even fall under us? If, I mean, I guess the question is, do we decide that he has to build another building?
I don't know, it's either he moves it, or he alters it, or you grant him a variance.
Okay. Then I'm thinking of Bushy Hill. We also denied Bushy Hill.
Yes.
Because he also had an existing building. And the problem is he, I mean, he can say these are hardships, but like with Bushy Hill, we had no proof.
Right, and it's unfortunately not the
It was
way
very unfortunate. And
Yeah.
I go back to the additional
the
explanation.
regulations, yes.
Well, no, this was
Oh,
even,
this-
Renee had given us this when we were doing Harness Way. And, I mean, it's very clear that it must be clearly established, and financial loss or gain has been repeatedly dismissed as a basis for a claim of hardship.
I think this is a very unique situation. This is not Harness Way. This is not the Bushy Hill. This is a unique property with unique topography. I think the severe slope of the land and the very odd shape of it, combined with the water, produces a hardship. I don't have any problem finding a hardship.
I agree.
Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the variance?
I will make a motion to approve a variance of 15
And read
feet.
the dimensions and all?
Sorry. I'm making a motion to approve a front yard variance of zoning regulation section 5.1 to construct a 1,600 square foot barn.
It's,
Yeah.
Well, it's
No,
already
it's already
constructed, so you just need to,
Right.
the bottom, the next paragraph at the bottom, that tells you the variance that's requested, 15 feet.
Requesting a 15-foot front yard.
Yeah,
Like I
It's
ripped my
underlined.
packet apart. Sorry. There we go, okay. I make a motion that we grant a variance for a structure to be set back 15 feet with variance.
yep.
Okay,
I'll second the
with,
motion.
but with the hardship
With the
being
hardship being
the topography of the land,
With the water
existing water issues, and
and the odd shape of the land.
and the odd shape of the
Yes.
lot.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The variance passes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I haven't got to get my sleep since I found out. And I would also thank all my neighbors. Sorry, I'm still really nervous to say
Okay.
You did a good job.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
Move that we adjourn.
Second?
Yay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Now we're done.
Thank you so much.